YouTube? We are here. It's your girl Raquel. Just want to let you know that Let's Stay Together is here, y'all. We are finally here. Go ahead right now, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, yes, because you want to know when we come on with this great advice. Go ahead and comment. Let us know what questions you have. Look, if you just want to tell us we look good, go ahead and comment that as well. But right now we have this amazing couple and we are getting ready to get some advice from them on how to stay together. Let's go.
The love that I have for you, I can't even put in words to describe how God has blessed my name, yeah, and has trusted me with such a queen like you. I promise to love you more.
All right, guys, guess what? The show is here. Man, I am so happy. We are so blessed, man, to let you all know that Let's Stay Together is getting ready to happen. So tonight, our first guest, man, guess what? We have the rights. Man, so how have y'all been lately?
Great.
Yeah, that's good. So the first question, we just going to go right ahead and jump into it, man. The first thing I want you all to do is let the viewers know who is the rights.
As Angela just said, we're Anthony and Sherry Wright, and we have been married 23 years. It will be 24 in April.
Okay.
We have 3 kids, 2 together. Well, they're teenagers, so they're not small kids, and we are just people that have been blessed by God to overcome obstacles and things that others may have given up on. Mm-hmm. And so we're here to just share what God has done for us and hopefully encourage, inspire, and bless someone else.
That's it.
That's good. Baby, everything said?
Yeah, I was just going to say that's exactly what we're promoting. Like, as far as now, everybody knows that marriage is not perfect.
Right.
And absolutely. I was telling one of my coworkers today, it's about how you overcome what you're going through that strengthens the marriage, that brings you closer. And like, I'm so excited. I'm excited.
So with that being said, so we want to know, like, you know, one thing that, like my wife said, that we are really promoting is longevity. I want to start off by saying, you know, what was it, Anthony, that attracted you to your wife? Now, I know that, you know, she's beautiful and,
yes,
you know, you said she's fine. But what was it that said, I can see past that?
Well, actually, the way we met was through my brother dated a relative of hers.
Okay.
And before we ever saw each other, we talked on the phone for, about a week? Without seeing each other.
Like 1 week.
One week. And when I saw her, she was different. I knew she was a church girl, and it wasn't what I was used to dating. But a lot of people don't believe in love at first sight, but I can honestly say that regardless what she looked like, I had already fallen in love with her because the time we spent conversing, we talked on the phone for hours on end. I called on my breaks at work. I called her when I got off.
That's what's up, man.
And believe it or not, you know, it hasn't been easy, but we're still standing.
That's what's up.
What matters.
So Shay, I'm gonna ask you the same question. You know, what was it? I know, you know, back then I saw some pictures, you know, bicep, tricep, big old muscles, box, you know what I'm saying?
8-pack, man.
Yeah, 8-pack. But what was it that attracted you to him?
When we were young, you know, so we were 18 at the time.
Wow.
And at that time, he was true to his word.
That's,
you know, if he said he was going to do it, he did it. And he showed me that that was the first time in dating someone that I found if a man really wants you, he will chase you.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have to do anything. I mean, he would, I think he was in college and working at the time when we met, and he would have, when he left school, he would have to pass my house to go to work. He would, even though he's Russian, he would stop by my house. I would open the door, he would kiss me and leave. He wouldn't even come in. And that for me was a wow moment, you know. And I said, well, wait a minute, you know, it might be something to this thing, you know, because I had never experienced anything like that. So that was the beginning for me.
You said something that was real unique, and the kiss, like that's something that we do on a continuous basis. Like before I leave to go to work in the morning. Yeah. Even though, you know, I give her some sugar, she still asleep for real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't never get the full kiss like I want, but you know what I'm saying? But that's something that we do, you know. And even when we come home from in the evening time, we automatically greet each other with a kiss. So that new Anthony was the one. Yeah. He was late getting his job.
That's right. We can't take life for granted because we've had so many situations where, you know, we thought we just see, you know, in the evening when we get home, and we've had so many cases where it wasn't like that, where we thought you know, we'll be back home and, you know, he's had an accident or in the hospital. So we can't take life for granted.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Every moment counts.
Every moment counts. I like that. We got a hashtag that every moment counts. So another question, I'm gonna let my wife jump in. But you know, what would you all say? Because y'all been married how many years? 23 years. You know, what would you say was the glue that really held you all together?
God. That's it. You know, if it wasn't for the Lord, we would not be here today.
How important is that, though? You know what I'm saying?
There's absolutely no way you can make it without God. Right. God has to be the head of the relationship of the marriage. And otherwise, you won't make it.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, absolutely. So other than God, because we know God at the top, you know, what other things have you all noticed in your marriage that helped to overcome, like you were saying, those obstacles? What is it that made y'all fought to get over, to overcome, to be where you are now?
Well, for me,
was it bacon?
No.
Because he can bake, y'all. He can bake.
He can bake. We'll talk about that later. Go ahead.
As for me, I wasn't taught how to be a husband.
Come on, man.
Therefore, I made a lot of mistakes, and I hurt her a lot. And because I believed in my heart of heart that as long as I went to work and brought home my paycheck, that was showing her love, and I wasn't attentive to her emotional needs or any of that. And then I found myself in the streets and on addicted to drugs and foreclosures and repossessions, and even through all of that, she's still there.
Wow.
And that's why I love her so, because she stayed when she had every right to leave.
Come on, man. Stay together. Yes.
She had every right, and there would be nothing anyone could say about it, because she's given me time. She's given me chance after chance after chance.
Wow.
And she's always said, Eric, I will forgive you 1,000 times, but I can't forgive you 1,000 times for the same offense.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
That's good.
The same
That's it.
thing. And it wasn't until I made up in my mind, so, okay, what's important? What's the most important? And we're sitting here today.
That's right.
What's up?
That's right.
Early on in our marriage, we decided that divorce was not an option.
Man.
And we did not know, exactly what that meant.
Right.
Because Eric thought that meant he could do what he wanted to do, and I wasn't going anywhere.
Right. Let's bring some clarity to it.
Right. But honestly, we didn't know exactly what it meant, but we just knew that was the principle we were going by.
Absolutely.
So how we were going to do it, we weren't quite sure.
Right.
And we made a lot of mistakes on the way, but we just knew, regardless of the mistakes we made, we're going to stay together. We just got to figure out how can we stay together and be happy?
Right.
You know, and
Right.
so it's been a process. You know, we've made mistakes. We've learned from those mistakes, and we're moving forward. And our prayer is that our lives, our marriage can bless others.
Come
You
on.
know,
Right.
that you can see,
Yes.
hey, we've been through some things, you know,
Right.
and so if we can get through it, you can too.
Right.
Exactly.
You gotta have God first.
Right.
Got to.
Then you
Got
gotta
to.
make up in your mind that divorce is not an
That's
option.
it.
Yes.
That's good.
That just take that out of the vocabulary.
That's
Don't
it.
even mention that word. We gotta come up with something else.
I
But
know
divorce is not it.
And that's one reason that we wanted to start this show was to bring back the longevity and to cancel out divorces.
Yeah.
Because a lot of time people don't want to go through anything. They know we look at it now as a marriage is just two people just getting together, and if you get mad at me, man, why did you drink out of my blue cup? That's my blue. We get a divorce.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You like
Yeah.
what?
Mhm.
But and I want to say this, Sharon, because you said something. We talked the other day. You said something that was very vital when you said that if I had a gave up.
Yeah.
We talked about that. Share that.
We had gotten counseling from this great man of God some years ago, early in our marriage. And I was done, you know. I'm like, I'm done. I don't want anymore. I quit. You know,
Right.
I had made up in my mind. And he said to me, just as solemn and just polite, you know. He didn't raise his voice or anything. He said, Sharon, if you give up on him, let's just say you do. You put in all this work to make him the man that he is,
Come
to
on.
help him to become the man that he
Right.
is.
Right.
And you give up, you divorce him, and then you look down the line, God save him, clean him up, and he's on the arm of another woman.
Wow.
And that in itself made me stop and think, wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on a minute.
Rewind.
This
Wait a minute.
has been a long journey. And so I had to rethink it. You know, do I want to give up on the time that we've invested, even though it hadn't always been good times?
Right.
But do I want to give up on that because at some point, I know it's got to get better.
Got to get better.
Right.
It's got to
Gotta
get better.
get
And
better.
so I am so thankful, you know, that 23 years later,
See
we're
that?
right here, you know. Yes, I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, and you have so many couples go into marriage and they have this idea of this fairy tale
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
Not a fairy
Talk
tale.
about
that every day you're gonna wake up,
Right, right.
you're gonna wake up to
Let the
breakfast
people
in
know.
bed.
No.
You're gonna wake up smiling every day, just
Yeah.
so happy, finding notes in your lunch and everything like that.
And it happens
But
sometimes.
it happens
It happens.
That's right.
Sometimes.
But there's
Not
so,
every day.
Nah.
but being married 23 years, there's days where I could just eat her up. I just love her that much.
Right.
And then there's days I wish I would have eaten her up.
Talk about it.
Literally.
Talk about it.
I just don't feel
Right.
the love that I once felt. That butterflies on the stomach.
Right.
What do you do when the butterflies are no longer there?
Yeah.
You got to realize that this is not just a feeling. Marriage is not a feeling.
Come on,
Right.
man.
It's a commitment.
Hold on,
Right.
say.
Yeah.
Did y'all hear what he just said?
Yeah.
We're gonna say that one more time. Say it again.
Marriage is not. It's not a feeling.
That's
Yes.
right.
It's a
It's a
commitment.
commitment.
And that's
gotta
why
make
you.
up
That's
in your
why
mind.
Yeah.
you take those vows before man and God.
Yeah.
Right? You vow to love her
Mm-hmm.
in good times and bad,
Right.
in sickness and health. And when I say that, I get chills because I've been through so many bouts with my health in the last 4 years
Wow.
where I could have easily been dead and gone.
Mm.
And the way I treated my wife over the years, she could have left me there in the hospital,
Wow.
and I wouldn't have blamed her one bit
Wow.
because I wasn't a good husband.
Mhm.
But you realize, they say relationships and friends are not made in the sunshine; it's made in the storm.
Ooh, man.
When there's tornadoes, there's turbulence in your life.
Right.
Who's there with you? When it all settles, who's standing in your
Come on.
corner?
Right. Right.
And she stood by me
Right.
When
This show may not go on, man. After
but she was there for me when you think of, you have it in your mind of who's gonna be there if this happened, this happened, this
right,
happened.
right.
Who's gonna be there to help me if I have financial hardship? But God, He'll put people in your path.
Yes, He will.
That's gonna bless you.
Yeah.
They don't even know you. Don't even know why they're blessing you.
Right.
That's good.
So
that's good.
If I had to tell a man right now that's contemplating divorce,
Come on, man.
just think back to what it was about her when you first met her.
That's it, man.
What was it that made you want to approach her? What was it that made you want to give her your last name, your namesake?
Yeah.
Man, come on, man.
Yeah.
What is it? What was it? And you gotta go back to that place.
Come on, man.
The things that you did. You know how we did.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
We sent flowers.
Oh yeah.
We did whatever we had
Tell
to
them about
do.
it. Tell them about it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
you got to get back to, you got to date your
That's what I was
spouse.
gonna say.
Me too. Well,
That's what
You
I
got
was
to.
going right on
Yeah.
into that.
A lot of people say that what it took to get her
It's
is
gonna
going to
take
take
you to keep
that
her.
and then some
Some.
more to keep her, not just to keep her happy.
Happy.
watch this. While you on that, let them know why it is important to continue dating.
Date.
A lot of time I see couples that once they get to that many years, they be like, it is what it is. We ain't going no movie, better turn that Netflix on. We're going to turn the fireplace on. Get in there and cook so we popcorn, man. Please put that little bag in that microwave. You know what I'm saying? But I want them to understand that in marriage like this, and 23 years, that's over two decades.
Almost.
Yeah, almost 24. Like, why dating is so important.
You have to keep fun
Yes.
in the marriage, because we become so busy with our daily life that it's easy to forget that you haven't taken me on a date. One of the problems that I found with us, he didn't grow up with seeing that.
Right.
And so
Absolutely, okay.
the problem, which was my problem, I would wait on him to do it and get frustrated when he
Because he's
wouldn't.
not doing it.
Wow.
But then it came to the point where I had to realize he don't mean any harm.
Right.
Just not what he's used to. But if I say, Eric, tomorrow we'll be ready at 7, we're going to eat, he said, okay.
Yeah.
It's not like
Right.
he'll fight. Yeah, he won't fight against it. It just
Right.
it just didn't dawn on him.
Right.
You know what, we need to
Right.
go out. So I'm learning, and I say learning,
Right.
Yes.
to make plans for us.
Right.
We still have the same fun.
Right.
It's just I planned it.
Right.
Right.
He goes
Absolutely.
along with it, and
Right.
so that's what worked in our marriage,
Right.
for us, and that's what I had to do. But I want to tell the people that tough days don't last, but tough people do.
Man, come on. I like that.
It's the tough
Yes,
days
God.
don't last.
Mhm.
You're gonna go through it. There's seasons, just like in the world today. Seasons
Yes.
change.
Yes.
They don't stay the same.
They do
I
not.
laugh sometimes because if he upset,
Right.
I know. At this point, I know. Yeah, he'll be all right. And just leave
Right,
him alone
right,
for a little
right.
while. Leave him alone. He'll stay down here, and I'm upstairs. He'll be okay.
Hallelujah.
Right.
And then he get it together, and we're fine.
We're
Right.
But
fine,
that takes growth and maturity.
It does.
Because we have spent many days where he would get out of bed and go downstairs, and I'd be down. Eric, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? Then it got to the point. I'm not
I
doing
don't
that.
Help is wrong and stay wrong.
Yeah.
Right.
Then eventually he'll come on back. to me.
Man, that's so good, man. And listening to Eric, I'm sorry, babe. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Well,
You can talk.
listen to Eric talk about the things that he went through for a sick. Sherry, one thing I know that I believe in my heart that you was not like Joe's wife. Because Joe's wife turned around and saw him going through it, and she said, man, cuss your God and just die. See, I didn't view that when I saw Eric going. I saw you right there. Talk about that, man. How I know you went through some rough days and
Yes.
stuff. So
Yes. With his accident, which was in 2016, that was probably the most challenging thing we've ever gone through in our marriage. And to be honest, at the point of the accident or right before, I was just done. You know, I'm like, let's just forget it. You know, I don't have anything else to give. But when he had that accident, all of that went out the window.
Come on. Yeah.
I had to remember, and I didn't need anyone to remind me.
That's it.
That this is my husband.
Oh, man.
He's my husband, and I am responsible. He didn't know me he could have thought Raquel was his wife.
Right.
He didn't know me. And I had to seek God. You know, I've always loved God and honored God. Haven't been perfect. But at that moment, my faith level went through the roof.
Come on.
Because I'm like, wait a minute. And this is exactly what I said. I got by myself for maybe 5 minutes, and that was between the Monday after I took Naya to school. But I had to rush back home because he didn't even know what the outside of our house looked like.
Wow.
So I couldn't leave him home. But I walked Naya into school, and I was trying to make it to the car. My knees were about to buckle.
Wow.
I got to the car, and I just broke down crying. I said, God, I don't know who, I don't know where, I don't know why, I don't know what, I don't even know when. But all I know is I need you.
Come on, man.
And I said, God, you got to help me. Wait. I hadn't even gotten to Eric. I need your help.
Come on.
You got to help
It's
me.
me, oh Lord.
Yes, you got to help me. You got to help me. In every part of my being, I needed God's help.
Come on.
Because first, we had been married 19 years, and he don't know me, nothing about me.
Right. I can only
I said,
imagine.
God, help me. And God did that. I asked him to send the people. Send people to help me. I didn't know where to begin.
Right.
Because I have this man that not only did he know me, he didn't know our kids.
Wow.
And I was like, God, please, I need your help. And for me, at that moment, when I saw what God did throughout the process, I was sold out. I was already sold out, but that.
You're right.
So now I can tell everybody, oh, God is real.
Oh, come on, man.
He
And
He is real.
that's what I was getting at right there. That when we going through stuff in our marriage, you know, if we just keep the faith.
He's real. Listen, what I had been praying for the entire marriage, God gave it to me in a twinkling of an eye.
Wow.
He'll do
Wow.
When I walked in that hospital and Eric didn't know who I was, he looked at me. He had tears in his eyes, and he was just talking, like, they said I had an accident, and he just talking, but he'll stop and look at me, and he'll keep talking, and the doctor's like, do you know who this is? He said, it's my wife, but I don't know her name.
Wow.
But later I found out he didn't know who I was. They told him, we're going to get your wife. But he said to me, you don't even look familiar to me. He said, but, and he didn't pause. He was like, but I know I love you because I feel the spiritual connection. He just kept talking. And I said then, oh, that's all I need to know.
That's all I need to know. Right.
Because I learned a lesson then. I learned then that all those days I was hurt and I couldn't understand why. And I felt like he didn't love me. I found out that day he didn't know me up here. He knew me up here.
Man, come on.
He
That's
loved
good.
me with his heart.
Yes.
And because of that, we're here
That's
today.
good.
And so God gave me what I had asked
That's
for.
good right there.
In a twinkling of an eye, just a blink. Suddenly. He did it suddenly.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a testimony that people would not believe in, and a lot of people didn't believe. They had to experience. Even some of his old friends would say, oh, he's going to know who I am when I come over. And they'd go in, and because, he's a character, and he was joking a lot.
Oh, yeah.
And so they ready to joke, and he's looking at him because he was no nonsense.
Wow.
He and Jesus were best friends.
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't playing, and so they would come out of the room in tears. I said, I told you, you don't know who you are. He doesn't know you.
Wow.
But look at us now.
Oh my
Yeah.
Now
goodness.
That's what's
My
called
goodness.
staying together,
Yes.
man. Right there,
Yes.
man.
That's
Through the
that's
hard
it.
times and the
Yes.
rough times.
Yes.
You have anything?
I don't have anything. I'm just, excited.
Man, look here. We get ready to close this thing out, but before we go, man, I really want y'all just to, say a little quick snippet to somebody out there that is, has been married for 23 years, but they might be on the verge of saying, I'm done. I'm ready to give up. And because they had 23 years.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all are finna be at 24 years. You know what I'm saying? So just a quick snip, tell them, what they can do, and talk about even I would say, I always tell people counseling is so real.
Yeah.
Vital.
It's real. Like don't be scared to That's something I'm working on and I want to start doing. I thought I had cut my phone off, y'all. I'm so sorry. I cut this phone off. It just rang it. He tried to call me earlier when he rang, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, but that's something that I want to set up in the future, that we would do counseling, whether it be every 6 months, but what would you tell that couple right now?
Well, first of all, I would tell them, set in your mind that divorce is not an option. That's the first thing. You set that in your mind, and then you work the other stuff out.
Come on.
The other things will come. Divorce is not an option, because one thing you really have to look at, you're not the only one that's affected by this.
Come on.
If there are kids involved, they're affected.
Mm-hmm.
Friends involved, they're affected.
Absolutely.
Even people that you think are not watching, they're affected. Because
Absolutely.
we've had people come to us or inbox me and say, Sherry, you have blessed me. How did you do it?
Mm-hmm.
People that I don't even talk to, but knew about the accident.
Right.
How did you do it? But I would encourage you to fight for your marriage. Think of the good things.
Yes.
Think of the good things.
Absolutely.
Go back and think of the good times you had, the memories. Hold on to the memories.
Mm-hmm.
You can get past what you're going through, whatever it is. There is absolutely nothing, first of all, too hard for God.
That's it.
God can fix this.
Right.
Not my fault.
Hey, that's our fault, y'all. That's our fault. Believe me, we're going to learn how to edit this stuff, and we're going to get this thing right. So that's real good, man. I want to say that you all listening to you all, and I know y'all personally, man, y'all have really gave me a lot of knowledge, wisdom, but the most important thing is y'all are great examples. And so, I thank God that I'm able to say today that I thank God I found my beautiful wife, and we cannot wait to experience 23 years.
Yeah.
And that's what we're shooting for, we shooting for more, right?
Right.
Amen. More. Don't leave me at 23 years. I'm already old.
But you know what? There are certain things we don't have to go through.
Right.
Absolutely.
So with us sharing with you all, and with you all, just take what we're saying.
Exactly.
Right.
Apply it.
Apply it to you. You don't have to go through the heartache and the infidelity and whatever.
Right.
You don't have to go through those things.
Absolutely.
If you just stop. If it's not us or if it's not them, get with another couple
Absolutely.
that can help you and that can walk this walk with you.
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, with that being said, man, look, we are so happy that we had a chance to come in this mansion. Y'all got to see this house. We got pictures. I'm going to be flashing. Watch. I want to tell you. When we came into this mansion, man, the rights, you know what I'm saying? And God allowed us for them to share their story with us. And again, I want to
with you all.
And with you all. I'm sorry. See, that's right. That's saying. My other real, you know what I'm saying? So, and again, I tell you all the time, man, we didn't come to give advice. We came to receive advice and to receive a better understanding so that we can experience what they experience. Longevity. Hey, I just want to say this real quick. Y'all give it up for the rights real quick. Woo! You know what I'm saying? But we try to rock that. We try to rock that mohawk. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? Thank y'all for tuning in, man. And guess what? Until next time,
let's stay together.
Peace.
Love